friends, my name's Kimberly Shipley and welcome to my channel. Can I be honest with you for just a minute? You know, if I could turn back time and go back to my 20s, I would do things very differently with my money. And I want to explain to you why. Because nobody back then set me down and they didn't say, hey, one day we're going to be older. One day you're going to be tired and possibly even sick and wishing you had saved something back financially. And now that, you know, you're at retirement age and getting closer, I look back and I think, wow, I really wished I had known better back then when I was younger and in my 20s. So today I want to share with you the things I wished I had done in my 20s to prepare for retirement. So maybe you don't have to learn the hard way like I did. So let's sit down here, friends, and let's talk about this. How you can prepare for your retirement starting in your 20s. Simple ways too. Everyone, listen now. No one ever taught us this stuff in school. When I was in my 20s, retirement felt like it's 100 years away. I'm sure it does feel like this to you too. Like it's a million years away. But guess what? Time will get here before you know it. And that you realize that right now in your 20s, you're just trying to survive. You're trying to pay rent, pay bills, raise your kids. Maybe you work nonstop. I definitely get it, y'all. Retirement, that feels like old people's problems, you know, doesn't it? I felt the same way at your age. So yes, I get it. But you should think about it now, why you have time to save. And honestly, nobody teaches us money skills in school. They teach us, you know, like algebra, but not how to budget, not how to invest, not how to build wealth. So we just have to wing it. Now, in life, trying to teach ourselves these skills that honestly should have been taught to us in school. But guess what? It wasn't. And sometimes winging it cost us years that we could have been saving for our future already. So these things should have really been taught to us in school. Sad, isn't it? While hugging this younger version of me, I wish I could just look at this little girl and say, hey, baby, save money. If I could do things over, I wished I'd started saving anything back then, you know, for my future now. The first thing I wished I had done is just start saving. Even something small. You know, it didn't have to be nothing extraordinary, big. It didn't have to be hundreds of dollars, not even thousands. I'm talking about like maybe $10, $20, $50 a week. Maybe, or just whatever I could afford at that time. Because anything would have been and beat nothing. Because here's what I didn't understand. You know, way back then when I was in my 20s, small money adds up fast over time. Not, you know, in just one day, but over time. But when you wait about 10 or 20 years to start, you know, guess what? You're losing all of that time you could have been saving. And the time you actually more important than how much you saved. So really, if you had just put away a little bit, you know, just a little bit every paycheck in my 20s, I wished I had of. I'd be a totally different place right now than I am in today. Financially, though, it is. So if you're young watching this, please don't wait for extra money because extra money don't really happen that often. There is never extra money. Just start small. That's all you need to do. Start small, and you don't have to have big money at a time. That's all you have to do is start. It's just a little at a time. Every dollar counts. I really wished I had learned more about investing when I was in my early 20s. This is the next saying I wished I had learned earlier in my life. So you should learn now while you still have a chance in your 20s to learn how to invest. It's not as hard as it sounds, everybody. I used to think investing was for like rich people. I really did. Like the suits and stock markets and fancy stuff. Nah, it's not for them only. But really, it's just letting your money grow instead of sitting there, not letting your money do nothing. So back then, I kept my money in a regular savings account. I even had some of it in a jar, and just making little bitty pennies from that savings account. It wasn't growing that much. Meanwhile, investing could have helped me grow, could help it grow larger, and just instead of making pennies. I sure didn't know about that back then. We had 401k plans, retirement accounts, employer matching, compound interest. Nobody never explained it all to me. So that's why I'm going to do it today. If your job matches your 401k, that's free money. Everybody, think about this. And I totally missed out myself that through all those years. That still hurts a little bit, everybody. Just to think about that, I missed out on all those years of that money. So, yeah, I wished I had educated myself sooner instead of being scared of all of it. So, I want to explain this to you and educate you. That way, you don't have to be scared and you're educated now on it. This one's a big one. I wish back in my early 20s that I would have avoided debt more. And let me explain to you why. That I wished I had avoided it more. I wished I hadn't learned so hard on credit cards. I leaned way too much hard on those. Because when I was young, it feels harmless. Oh, yeah, it's just like $50 here, $100 there. Next thing you know, you're paying off interest on everything, and it's high. And instead of your money working for you, you're working for your debts. That's exhausting, everybody. If you could go, if I could just go back in time and use cash more, buy less stuff, live simpler, and stay out of debt as much as possible, because freedom feels way better than actual stuff and items. I wish I had done more of this advice when I was younger and someone to explain it all out to me in better details. Back then, to me, like I'm explaining to you now, it would have been much more better for me if I had had somebody to do that for me back then. Another thing I wished, actually, a plan was for my future. Not just today, survival. That's actually what I did back then. I became survival mode. Big mistake, everybody. In my 20s, I never thought Where do I want to be at when I'm 60 years old? Again, that was a million years away back then. I was just like, get through the day today at that time of my life, just in survival mode. Planning does not matter. Even simple questions like, how much do I want saved? Do I want to retire? What kind of life do I want later in life? I didn't think about that then. Those questions change, however. You can act now and ask those questions now. Planning gives direction. Without it, you just kind of drift out by yourself. And drifting costs us time, everybody. You don't want to drift out and have your time costed. You want to do it now. But here's the thing, and this is important, everyone. I don't want this video to sound, negative or regretful, that I regretted things in life. Because I wish I had started, earlier and I regretted things. I don't. It's not too late. If you're in your 30s, 40s, or 50s, or like me, I am 51 years old now, you can still make changes today. Saving something is better than nothing. Learning now is better than never. Starting late is better than not starting at all. I'm still learning. I'm still budgeting and I'm still planning. We're not behind. We're just getting wiser over age. And honestly, life experiences teaches you things money never could. So those are the things I had wished I had done in my 20s to prepare for retirement. But here's the beautiful part. We're still here. We're still above ground. We still have time. We still are breathing. And that means we still get another chance. Maybe we didn't start in our 20s, but we can start today. And one day, future you is going to look at you back and say, thank you for not giving up. And that's enough for me. If this has helped you even a little, or you can, relate, you're not alone. Drop a comment and tell me one thing you wished you had started earlier in life. And if you want more real life talks about money, life, and just figuring this stuff out together, we can do it together. Make sure you subscribe. We're learning as we go, everyone in life. We're learning as we go together. All right, friends, I'll see you in the next video. I hope you have a good one today. See you on the next video.